Well, we first met Molly Schuyler in 2012. We introduced her as the only woman ever to conquer the Stellanator.
Molly has since moved away, but she is back in Nebraska for the weekend, and she'll return to Stella's, where this wild competitive eating ride began.
Molly Schuyler. Oh, Ma, how you doing?
Good
Is that where it
morning.
began, with Stella's?
Yeah,
That's where it all started? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, I was eating the Stellanator, and someone had told me that I couldn't eat it, and they were looking at my purse to see if I'd thrown the food in there.
Because you're tiny. This is part of the surprise. People are like, how does this little itty bitty thing eat so much food so quickly?
We were raised by wolves, and we had to fight for our food.
Stop.
Molly, so you moved out to California. It's been a couple years, right? You've been out in California a couple
About
years.
2.5
You come back with
years.
all these piercing things on your ears. And is
Funky
that how they
new
do it in
hairdo.
California?
I guess you don't remember me from when I was back here because I had a lot of them.
She did.
Did you have this one?
I did add some though, yeah.
You added some, yes. And you got this new funky haircut. What's the story with that?
Well, I'm trying to be more aerodynamic. No. You know, I got really bored of the same old haircut. I felt like the old mom, and
Right.
no.
Now you're a
Maybe
young, hip,
I'm
wing
gonna try
eating
to
champion.
try to be the hip, groovy mom.
And you are a mom. You've got, you're married.
Well, yeah. How many? You have
Four
yeah.
kids.
Like
yeah.
sort of on paper, this normal existence, as we would kind of define it. And then you enter these competitions and knock everybody's socks off. We were keeping up with you. The Wing Bowl, was that your most recent
Yeah,
event?
we just got back from last weekend, actually.
And you knocked this guy out in the head-to-head competition there. Remind us.
Explain what the Wing Bowl is. This
Yeah.
is huge. They said they fill an arena in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah. You're at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly, and 20,000 people plus. It's sold out every year. And it's a 30-minute wing competition. They do 3 rounds, 14, 14, and 2, so 30 minutes. And whoever eats the most in the 30 minutes wins. And I had won it last year with 429 wings in half an hour. And so I'm an overall champion. I won like a Harley and 10 grand and a bunch of other stuff. So they wouldn't let me.
Is that the record? 429 or?
It's actually 444. I did 440 once.
Okay.
But so they wanted to kind of get back to the roots for the 25th anniversary, so they wouldn't let any outsiders or overall champions in. So I was like, they excluded me. But they let me come back to do 2 separate actual events for me. And I had done a 5-minute eat off with one of their 5-time Wing Bowl champions, and it was only 5 minutes. And I don't like the quick contest because bigger margins can obviously have bigger results.
Yeah.
But I did 95 wings in 5 minutes, and then I did it was a place called the Steak in Maine out in northeast Maryland, and they have it's like 5 steaks.
Molly, we've got video of this one too. It was watching you take out those steaks was like, physically, how do you do it? And I was watching the guy next to you, and I'm like, compared to you, I wondered if he knew it wasn't just dinner, because it looked like he was eating.
That's actually my friend Wayne.
No,
that's your buddy
but
Wayne.
Compared to you, Molly, when I watch you go down and how quickly you cleared your plate and how much was left on his still at that point in time, it makes people wonder, like, physically, do you have, like, are you missing something, like a body part that allows you to move food faster than everybody else? You know that question, people ask a lot.
I don't really have much of a gag reflex, and I can kind of swallow almost anything whole.
That's what it is. That's key, because you're not spending time chewing. You gotta be careful with that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's dangerous.
It kind of moves around.
Oh my! You do have some sort of thing in there.
Yeah,
It's kind
just
of
moves.
It just
your
moves.
esophagus is.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no, it moves around. I don't get it.
That's why when you had, because in that video, what I was looking at was like some of the chunks of steak were huge.
Yeah.
And they looked like 4-ounce fillets, and you were just swallowing them whole.
It takes time to chew it, so I just eliminate the time.
But I remember, when you first came on the show, I told Mary this. I said she's going to be world famous,
Yeah.
Molly Schuyler. I don't know if you're there yet, but you're close. What would you consider your crowning achievement at this point? Would it be the Wing Bowl victories? What do you think is?
I'd say yes with that. Well, and I was tweeting her yesterday. I was like,
Big Texan
being
was
on the
another
show like 6 times. No.
Well, obvious.
Smart aleck.
Obviously.
So I can see you.
Miss Sass over here. Big Texan was one of the things you wrote back too, because
Yeah,
that
Big
one draws a
Texan.
Is that
crowd.
96 ounces?
Well, I did 3 of their 72 on steak dinners.
3 of their 72-ounce steak.
Yeah,
dinners.
there you go.
So you did 3 of those?
Yeah.
In how long?
20 minutes.
That's-
The Great Steak Challenge, once again, I did that in 3:17, so that was pretty cool. Winning the Wing Bowl twice.
But speaking to this point of, of fame, Nathan's is one of those events that people are like, well, that's kind
The
of
big
the
hot
pinnacle.
dog, 4th
But
of
there's
July.
a reason that you haven't done that.
It's a 3-year contract. Tell them to call me up and negotiate.
But what is the deal? So
Yeah.
explain why you don't do Nathan's.
You know, at the time when I was living here, it was a 3-year contract, and living in Omaha.
So to do that contest, you have to agree to do it for 3 years in a row?
Well, no, it's the MLE.
So it's a whole league.
Which I'm not opposed to, but where I was at I lived in Omaha, and my husband was deployed, and I had 4 younger children. It's like financially, and I couldn't physically do it.
Yeah.
It was just so out of the way, and I couldn't have gotten the events. And it would have cost me so much money.
Yeah.
So it's a whole series of events that you have to do for 3 years to be able to participate in Nathan's.
Well, if
right?
you want to go to the contest, you have
Yeah.
to do their contest,
Yeah.
which is great. But like I said, I didn't have the liberties with the children and stuff like that.
Right.
so.
It's
But
like
now-
well, it's like if,
Sounds like now things might be
well, they're
evolving.
older now.
Yeah, my schedule's easier, and the kids are getting older.
I am
and
tweeting this visit to the people at Nathan's, and we are going to get this done because I want to see you against like the Joey Chestnuts and the
dogs.
like. I want to see you on that stage because
Have you
we
ever
know
run
you
into?
got
Have you
it.
ever run into him anywhere?
I love Joey.
So you know him?
He's so nice.
So you just never competed against him.
No, I have not. No.
Wouldn't that be fun?
He actually
love it, yeah.
lives like 100 miles from me.
Really?
He's in
No.
Cali.
He's in San Jose.
Speaking of fun, one of the reasons you're in town now is for a photo shoot. What are you up to?
Oh my gosh! So Kayla, she had done this thing with Grinky Girls back, I don't know, a little while back.
Yeah.
And where she did all these pinup, like 50s pinup photos, and of course, like I'm not the girly girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, I saw these pictures, I'm like, oh my God, those are awesome. So we're gonna set this up at Stella's.
Stella's.
And we're gonna do it with the burgers
A
and
pinup
stuff like
shoot
that.
with all of the food
I'm
at
gonna wear a
Stella's.
polka dot dress. I'll be smiling. I'm like,
Is there any eating involved with this, or just a photo
Just
shoot?
play
I
eating.
think I'm gonna eat it too.
That's fun. And any other events that we should keep an eye out on, like what's next, competition-wise?
A couple game shows are coming back. I'm not going to say what they are, but I'm going to be on a couple of those. And I did get an offer for doing a show on the Travel Network.
Oh,
Did you really?
nice.
Do you have an agent? Do you need an agent? Yeah, if you need an agent, let's talk.
She's speechless. The prospect
I
of
know.
you being her
I got some stuff coming up. I've got about
Cannot
6 different
wait.
emails
Keep
I'm
us
responding to
posted.
right now.
Would you
Okay,
keep us
Molly.
posted? We
Yeah.
feel like things are popping and we want to be there to see it all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Molly.
No, you
Molly,
guys
great
are
to
Enjoy
see
your
you.
awesome, you guys. You
weekend.
guys are
Much
awesome.
It's always
love.
great to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Guests of the morning.